I am Joe Stapleton. I will be calling the action today, and I am very pleased to introduce a good friend of mine, a co-host, a partner, a lover. Please welcome to the stream, Mr. David Tuchman.
Wow. All those accolades. I can't believe it. How are you, my man?
Okay, man, I don't know how to do this without spoiling the whole movie, but you know what? The movie's old at this point. The book is really old at this point. Basically, what happens is they take all these kids and they train them to fight aliens in spaceships. And at the very end of the movie or the book, they're in their final training mission, uh, doing this simulation where they have to fight the aliens. And then at the end, it turns out, oh, just kidding, it wasn't a training simulation. That was real, and you just killed all the aliens. That
Okay,
is
yeah, I
the
got it
only
now.
way. That is the only way I would be able to play the Galfond challenge, as we have a massive bet
Yeah, we
here
got a
on
big
table number
pot.
one.
I
They
was
would
gonna
have to
say,
tell
so
me they would have to tell me it's play money, and then at the end they'd be like, "No, it was real money." All in for
all in, yeah.
Venividi. Called by Phil. Set of queens for Venividi. Phil does make the spade draw, but it's a full
No, it was
house.
full house for Venividi. Queens over threes, I believe it was. So run it once. Happy birthday. 1 year. It's amazing what the site has done. Obviously, I feel like for poker, just for the sake of poker, I really hope that run it once just takes off and crushes.
Certainly has been good for poker, especially this challenge. We've got thousands of people tuning in every day. 5,400. We got a 3-bet pot on table two. Venividi leading for half pot. Phil raising 5 figures now.
Oh,
Okay, we are approaching
all
30,000 in the
in.
middle. It is all in. We've got a top pair and a flush draw for Venividi.
Oh, you got
Phil
quads.
makes quads,
Quads.
however.
Death by quads, Galfond.
Lauren Malvo bringing up the fact that they have agreed that they can reset stacks when there's 200 big blinds effective out there. And Phil's just bet full pot on the turn. We've got over nearly 15,000 in the middle on table two.
The nuts right now being just a top set there. And
Phil
Phil
gets a
takes that one
fold.
down. I would imagine that if they played deeper than that, that Phil is probably a favorite. I don't know enough about Venividi to actually know if that's true or not. And then does Phil actually have a chance of digging out of this? I don't know. I mean, he'd have to not only play really well, but he'd have to run well. And as he's pointed out, not only, regardless of whether he's a favorite in this match or not, he has actually run pretty badly the first 11 sessions. So, can he crawl his way out of this one? It's going to be tough. I feel like, it's one of those situations where you're way down, big pot over there in table number one, 25,000 euros headed over to Phil. I didn't catch what they had. Clubs on both boards. Paired board, though, on table number 1. Pot size bet by Galfond on table number 1. And a pot size bet by Galfond on table number 2.
Okie dokie.
He gets the call over at table number 2, though, and the flush is good. Yeah, and there's not time to read Galfond's tweets, but if you want to go over to Twitter and check out what he tweeted, it's just pretty awe-inspiring to see a guy that composed and be able to kind of have perspective on what's going on over the last say 11 sessions and stay level-headed.
What if he's
Clubs got
actually
there.
just like crying in bed, kicking and screaming while Farah writes the tweets for him?
Pot size bet over on table number 2. Call. 5 figures. Spades missed, clubs missed. Pot size again from Phil. Tell you, if Phil crushes today, I might be asked to do every single show.
That is true. I could be out of here.
No. I mean, it would be both of us, obviously.
And Phil wins another decent pot on table 2. He's up to 67,000 now. Facing a bet from Venividi, raising river on table 1.
I wish we could figure out a way for like 5-figure pots to just be paused for an extra second. Ace 5,
Ace
full house
5.
for Venividi.
Yikes. And it looks like stack reduction is taking place. And Phil has confirmed he has never requested a reset.
Quickly up to 24,000 over there.
Happy birthday, Run It Once Poker. You guys are back. We are back for the Galfond Challenge, brought to you by Run It Once Poker and Much Better. Phil Galfond currently up this session. We've got him around 40,000 up. It looks like stacks were reset. Speedy 19 asks, what is that green upward line and green numbers I see? Yeah, we haven't seen too many of those as Phil Galfond pots the pot size bet. Pot raises. And
It's all
Venividi
going in.
shoves all in.
42,000 in there.
And Phil
flush for Venividi.
Yeah. Oh, look at this nice message from Shadow Time. It says they were on La Tiba back years ago and always wanted to say they appreciated you for defending his correct decision.
You're welcome, Shadow Time 420. I remember it well.
Do you really?
No. I mean, I have an uncanny memory when it comes to hands. If he doesn't, I don't know. If you were to tell me the hand, I probably would remember it.
I bet you would, yeah. Eloquent Boot would like me to date their daughter. Sure. I have to ask my girlfriend for permission, but honestly, she's very cool. So hang tight. We got a raise on the flop on table 2 from Phil.
Yeah, 3-bet pot over on table 1. It's like the small pots where it's just a raise and a call. Those are so boring. Oh, another raise here. And all in. All the chips are going in here. Top set and a flush draw.
And
Bigger
that's going to
flush draw
hold
for
up.
Venividi, and the set holds up for Galfond. He wins that one.
Galfond also had the straight flush draw. Yeah, Spencer's first word was pot. I could see that happening. Oh, showdown. And unfortunately, I had a window pop up and block it. Looks like it went to Phil, though. As if I wasn't bad enough reading them already. Then I got to have windows popping up. 3-bet pot, table 2. And a pot size bet on the turn, table 1. Phil leading table 2 for a quarter pot. And we got a call gone to the river on table 1. 8,400 in the middle. Venividi raising on table 2, raising the small flop bet from Phil. 5 figures on table 2. And Phil bets again on table 1, bets full pot. One would think he's got to be mighty strong. Looks like queen 10 is the nuts. Phil raising on table 2. Venividi all in and call. We've got the ace high flush against nothing else, unfortunately. Against the king high flush, obviously, but all that matters is that ace high flush did hit.
Feeling like he's seeing ghosts, and you can get that way. Really difficult. Continually pick up big second best hands, and your opponent just always has it earlier on. Full house over full house. I know earlier on in the challenge, full house against quads. That hand there.
I'm being told on the other table there was a chop pot, both with the nuts. Thank you. Everyone loves a chop pot. So net loss for Phil between those two hands. And that was a big pot to have lost on table 2. We'll have to see where Phil's overall standings are. Not overall, but daily standings are after that.
Cantor asking if there's a bad jackpot. I don't believe there's a bad beat jackpot, but we've got splash pots.
I haven't heard. Are splashy hours still happening today? I've been not wanting to mention it in case it's not.
I think it is, from everything I've read.
All right, we've got another massive pot. Phil's got a pot size bet left behind. The
Flush
club
got
draw
there.
happens. Yep. Phil's relative slowness here has me quite worried. There's
How about
the
that?
all in from Phil.
Pot size bet here, 24-9. What do you bet? The pot is 50,000.
And if this bet gets called, the pot will be 75,000. Showdown
What's the
table
biggest pot
1.
we've seen so far?
This would be damn close. Prod Tornado says 82,000. Venividi
There's a
calls.
call.
10 high
Flush.
flush for Phil.
And by the way, they both had Jack 10 on the turn. They both had the straight Galfond with the free roll.
T-Bone, says Boots Molly. I'm going to make a donation in Boots Molly's name to the Human Fund. King high flop on table 2. 3-bet pot. Nuts Stewie
Small
says
little
my
bet here from
nightmare.
Galfond.
Yep. Fold from Galfond table 1, and we do have over 5,000 out there on table 2. Nuts Stewie says his nightmare combo is Kasuf and Kasuf commentating. Can't say I disagree. And Venividi taking his time here on the turn. And
Bet
that's because
pot
he's
here.
probably, trying to figure out how much is pot.
So this was 3-bet. Galfond bet quarter pot, got called on the flop. Checked. Now pot size bet on turn. Galfond makes the call.
Yeah,
Board
yeah.
pairs.
You got to pray just to make it today. Phil check.
Got the queen.
3 queens.
He had the flush draw, had the queen, hit trips on the river, now up to 86,000.
Hachi Machi. Bring it, baby, says Hurakami. Phil at 85,000 on table 1, 30,000 on table 2. That is going to put him up 6 figures on the day.
Now, I know back in session 1, at one point he was up about 50,000. At any other point over the first 11 days of the challenge, has he ever been up this much at any point?
I don't think so.
I'll knock on wood. Hold on, I'll do it. You guys can hear it.
Right on Tuck's head. And check out that graph, you guys. Just a tiny little bit of red. Can we force that off the screen entirely? And yeah, Tuck, chat makes a point here that at the end of any session, the most Phil's ever been up was like 5K. So that's
which is basically when you're playing 100, 200, anything plus or minus less than 5 figures is basically. I mean, the game is so big. You win or lose 5,000. That's just like, I was easy.
The only thing you lost was the day of your life at that point. Phil
Another
raising
big
this
pot.
pot-sized river bet from Venividi. And one would expect Phil to be quite strong when he puts this raise in. 43K in the middle. Venividi folds. Phil up to almost 100,000 on table 2 alone. And might as well remind everybody what they are watching. Thanks for tuning in on this beautiful Thursday, February 6th, session number 12 of the Galfond Challenge here on Run It Once Poker. Much better, the payment processor also helping bring us this action. The high stakes nosebleeds are back. Phil Galfond in a series of 6 challenges, many of which he has laid odds, significant odds on side bets as to who will be victorious. 25,000 hands this first match at 100, 200. The side bet, Phil's put up 200,000 euros to the 100,000 euros of Venividi. Phil is down significantly as we have played 7,800 hands thus far, but Phil is making a comeback today as he makes a pot-sized river bet on table 2. Venividi calls. Phil shows pocket jacks for a full house, jacks full of 7s, and that's another massive pot going Phil's way. And looks like a blocking size from Venividi. Puts nearly 10,000 out there. And that is the opposite effect that a blocker is supposed to have. Phil raises. Makes it 14,000. And Venividi folds. We've got a 5-figure pot on table glory.
And a
Phil getting.
raise.
Yep.
Call.
Phil
Board
called.
pairs. It's got to be good for somebody. All in here for Galfond. There's the call.
Oh, that one is going to Venividi. That was a big one.
Check from Venividi. Action on Galfond. And it goes to showdown. Venividi is going to win that one. Didn't look like he had much.
Pot size bet from Venividi on table fortune.
Yeah, that was 3-bet and called. We're at 5 figures. And now we're at the turn. Diamonds, hearts. Another pot size bet from Venividi. All in from Galfond. Let's see what they've got. Aces with hearts, and he gets there.
Since we have small pots brewing, I'm going to read this one from So Much Room, and maybe you can translate, Dave. Stapes, has anyone really been far even as decided to use even go want to do look more like?
Not yet. I mean, do you want me to answer that for you?
Do you know what's being asked?
I think it's obvious. I mean, come on, Stapes. Not yet. So much room, but I'm sure it'll happen soon.
Not yet so much room, even when they're even. Come on, duh. And I was just about to announce these two pots with the same exact size, but we have a pot bet from Phil. Table fortune.
He gets called here.
Yep.
Diamonds did not get there. Presumably, one of these players has a straight, kind of the story that Galfond is telling. And he bets pot. 16-7, 83 to call.
I guess
Another pot. Oh, look at this.
Phil was bluffing with the sixes.
He did. That's pretty sick. So he had pocket sixes trying to. He blocked the nuts. He went for it. Unfortunately for him, Venividi had 5, a deuce. He had the wheel. Another pot size bet. This one on fortune.
Left-hand side, table 1, table fortune.
There's a call. It looks like a miss again from Galfond. Venividi again.
Shouting YOLO into the chat.
How light did he call him? I didn't see
Pretty
that.
thin. I think it was I'm hesitant to say it was just a 9.
Did anybody catch that in the chat? Helps out. Did anybody, how light did Venividi call him? It was 3 diamonds out there, the 10 paired on the river. He called with sixes. Wow. Just a pair of sixes, he called him with. And then said YOLO. Oh, Moonlight saying he had a pair of nines.
I like
Still,
how
I mean,
there's a
nonetheless, one
genuine
pair.
split in chat. Like when people say both sides, one of you is right and one of you is wrong.
Right. Either way, so it looks like so he had sixes in his hand, but he had a 9.
Yeah.
So he called with just a pair of 9
And
on
I'm
a
pretty
3
sure
diamond board.
that's why he wrote YOLO into the chat, because he did not have much at all.
Pure Pawnage says that was a disgusting call. I'm assuming he's saying disgusting in a good way. Disgusting, filthy.
Bebop
Bad here
says
from
Stapes is so bad, never knows what's going on in the hands, except I did know that time. You picked the one time I actually did know what was going on.
a couple of big hands developing here. Venividi bets pot on the river over on Glory. He wins that one. Venividi raises on the turn over on Fortune. 6,100 euros. A call, no, and all in from Galfond. Back over to Venividi. Does he call? Who's got an 8? Who's got diamonds? It's about 7,000 to call a pot of 27,000. Venividi in the tank. And a fold. Wow, getting 4-1. Cannot pull the trigger. He folds. Nice little pot there for Galfond.
Doesn't go for it. Surrenders to Galfond on table Fortune.
I mean, paired board. I mean, you got Venividi had to think he was drawing dead or close to it.
YOLO, says Phil Galfond.
Well, these guys are fighting now.
Oh no, says Venividi. Oh no, fires back Galfond. Can you believe the shit talk that is happening? Please, guys, just keep it professional.
Pot size bet here from Venividi on Glory. Call. Pot's now 21-8. Going to the river. Clubs get there. Check, check. Flush.
7
for
high
Galfond.
flush.
He's going to win it.
All right. And that is it for Table Glory. Done. Still action remaining on Table Fortune. Venividi betting pot into a small pot. Phil folds. You guys, day 12 is in the books, and it is ending with Phil Galfond profitable on the day. It's looking to be about 4 buy-ins.